Hi guys, Christine Furtado here. Come on and say hi in the comments and let me know where you're from. So welcome to 6 a.m. Cup of Joy with Christine Furtado. I'm a mindset and money mastery coach as well as a professional accountant, and I help leaders to become successful and profitable in their business. So on these Cup of Joys, we cover mindset and health and wealth of the business emerging leader. And today I really want to talk about the 7 habits of the daily habits actually of successful leaders, which are really, really important. And I've been studying leaders for a long time, but I also put a lot of this stuff in practice as well for myself, because I feel that it's really important to not only teach and help and support others in this, but also be doing it ourselves. So these are not only what other successful leaders do, but I do as well. So, and I feel that they're really, really important. And I'll talk about how they have helped me because I wasn't always doing these things as well. So again, the 7 daily habits of highly successful leaders. So the first and foremost is leaders know their why and their purpose and their vision, and they actually look at that every single day. So that's number one. This is something that pulls them. It's not a push, it's a pull. It drives them every day, and especially on those days when maybe things are not going so well, that is the number one thing that gets them up for every day. So that's the first thing, is they know their why, their purpose, and their vision. So that's all encompassing. The second thing that they do is they do some kind of form of meditation. I've recently gotten into dream flow, which is a little bit different than meditation, but it's still that state of relaxation and stillness. And I find that for me personally, and I know a lot of people say this as well, is meditation and that act of stillness is just when, first of all, when you're in that relaxed state, it just, if you're having any bouts of stress and overwhelm, that disappears. And then the other thing is, it is the time where I personally can say that I get the most creative ideas. That's where I get my titles and just creative ideas, or my forward-thinking visions, or even sometimes the next 6 months and the year. These are when these ideas pop up, is during this time. So super, super important. So that's meditation is number 2. And then number 3 is some form of exercising, and that could be anything. It's whatever works for you. So some form of activity, physical activity, whether it's running. A lot of people do run. It could be yoga, strength training, whatever that is for you. I know personally for myself, what is very, very helpful is to actually mix it up. I get bored very easily, so I like to mix it up. So I mix it up between doing some running as well as doing strength training. I mix it up every other day, and then once a week I throw in a yoga. I've done P90X as well, and I love their yoga. So I mean, nowadays there's so much stuff on YouTube and things like that, so you can pick up all kinds of new things by looking it up online. One thing I will add to this is they do say that successful leaders often do marathons, or the 10K run, that kind of thing. And believe it or not, that's more about mindset than actually doing the running. And typically what happens in a run is what happens in your business. So I think that's a really great analogy, and I could probably do a whole topic just on that day, just doing on that for one day. And then the next thing, number 4, is masterminding. Successful leaders will hang out with like-minded people, have meetings, and this could be anything. This could be coaches, this could be it could be meetings with different groups that you're in. It could also be, looking at different YouTube videos and things like that, or reading, that kind of stuff. Although I have reading as a separate item in here as well. The other thing that successful leaders do is they do a lot of personal development, self-awareness, a lot of reading. So they read a lot of books, always constantly learning. So that's really, really super important, is to, you know, have different types of books. And a couple of books that I will share with you today that I feel that have really helped me in terms of routine and habit. The first one is Miracle Mornings by Hal Elrod. And you know, everything in here is really part of the Miracle Morning as well. So I think that's really, really important, and he really talks about different things to do, and it's, you know, a lot of it is incorporated in what I'm talking about, but it's a really, really good book, and you can also find some really good, I did a blog actually talking about that, but there's some good YouTube videos as well that, you know, where Hal is being interviewed and talks about his journey as well. So that's one book that's definitely highly recommend. The other one that I really like is The Perfect Day Formula by Craig Ballantyne, and that is really good as well. What I love about his book is it's about the whole entire day. It's not just the morning. Morning is definitely very, very important, but his talks about the whole day and how to create that perfect day for yourself. So I think that's really super important as highly successful leaders, just to maximize and get the most effect, the best effect, be very effective in your, you know, your habits and your daily routine. So those are two that I really highly recommend. One other one as well that I will recommend is The One Thing by J.J. Keller, and there is somebody else on that book, and I totally forgot him. My apologies on that, but that's another really good book. So, you know, in talking about self-awareness, that's definitely another item that's really good. The other thing that, speaking of the one thing, the number 6 item that I want to, that's 6 out of the 7 habits that successful leaders do, is they focus on that one thing. And the book, The One Thing, actually talks about that, where you do that one thing first, or, you know, it's a good chunk of your time. So successful leaders typically will get up early. That's another thing, part of that as well, is doing that one thing first, so you feel you're working towards something that is very, very productive. So very, very important. And then the number 7 thing that highly successful leaders do daily is a form of gratitude and leadership. So it goes hand in hand. You know, they expect leadership out of themselves, but they also expect it out of others. But they'll only expect it out of themselves if they are delivering on that as well. And, you know, they are the most super generous people that I know, and not just successful people, but wealthy people as well. So it's very interesting that, you know, that they will have these characteristics, unlike what most people actually think. So yeah, so that's the 7 habits of the successful leader that they do daily. So let's just recap that. So the first thing is, you know, they know their purpose, their why, their vision. That's something that pulls them every single day. And the second thing is some form of stillness, mindfulness. So meditation is really good. There's a lot of guided meditation out there. And one thing that I've really come into is dream flowing, which I love. And Summer McStavick really does a great job with that. That is also great. The third thing is exercise, some kind of form of exercise, whether it's a cardio or strength exercising, and mixing it up, I think, is a great idea, because it gets your muscles are never getting used to the same thing. You actually don't want them to be getting used to the same thing. And then the fourth thing is masterminding with like-minded people, hanging out with the best of the best, and hang out with people that are where you want to be, which is, you know, usually a lot further ahead, a few steps ahead, because that definitely pulls you to get to that higher level. And number 5 is self-awareness, always reading books, you know, always, you know, they say a lot of successful leaders read, you know, 3 to 5 books a month. So I think that's really good. So always be reading and always be learning. Number 6 is focusing on that one thing and doing that first every morning. which I think is a great idea, and I've put that into my place as well, and I find that very, very highly effective. And then the sixth thing is gratitude and generosity. Always, you know, giving to others, doing things for others, putting time and effort, but that also shows a great sign of leadership. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you know anybody in any kind of business or leadership that would benefit from this, please share it, and like and comment below and tell me where you're from. If you found value in this, what you loved about it, and how it is that I could potentially help you as well. So join me every week, weekly, Monday and Thursday, 6 a.m. with Cup of Joy with Christine, where we talk about mindset, health, and wealth of the emerging business leader. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you soon, and bye for now.